General and later President Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross, who was portrayed by William Hurt and now Harrison Ford in 2025, is considered to be a pretty controversial character in the MCU, as he's often perceived as an antagonist-type character in several movies, such as The Incredible Hulk, Captain America Civil War, depending on whose team you were, and most recently in Captain America Brave New World at the time of this video. However, I believe that General Ross did nothing wrong, so sit back, relax, and get mad at harsh reality to finally accept the pure facts that Ross did absolutely nothing wrong whatsoever. He's awesome, and by the end of this video, you'll also believe that. To start, Thaddeus Ross served in the Vietnam War and the Army, rising through the ranks to Lieutenant General, where he attempted to remake Dr. Erskine's super soldier serum from World War II. Although it hit some bumps along the way, things were going great and he even got a promising variant made. However, things went wrong when a science geek who disrespected the great general decided to ruin things. In the 2008 Incredible Hulk movie, Ross is trying to catch the Hulk after Banner's failed Gamma experiment. You see, Thaddeus Ross is in fact the hero of this movie. He is chasing after some nerd who became a giant green rage monster and doesn't care who gets hurt along the way. Ross is clearly the role model for all the young people because he is who he is and isn't someone else. He doesn't care what other people think of him, because he's doing what's right. And who he is an epic cigar-chomping general who hates science nerds who can kill tons of innocent people. The next way Ross shows that he never did anything wrong was by giving Emil Blonsky the promising variant of Super Soldier Serum. Blonsky was also super cool and a captain in the British Royal Marines. You see, Blonsky shows how great he was when he stands up to the Hulk at a college campus, showing that the military is better than nerd monsters. He also easily recovers from every bone in his body breaking, so he is simply built different. As for when Blonsky becomes the Abomination, Ross again demonstrates that he can do no wrong. He had already captured Bruce Banner, and when an Abomination was destroying Harlem, he gives the people of New York what they really wanted to see, and that was two giant rage monsters fight each other. Again, Ross has everyone's best interests in mind, and if you didn't want to watch a once-in-a-lifetime fight between two Gamma monsters, then you're pretty lame in New York, and Ross knew that. You see, he's encouraging people to be cool. The next time we see Thaddeus Ross is when he's President Ellis's Secretary of State, which is of course one of the only cool political jobs because the rest are mostly terrible. He introduces the Sokovia Accords to the Avengers made by the UN because some of the Avengers, like Vision, suffer from what is called BLS, or being lame syndrome. Ross is wanting to see which of the Avengers have backbones and spines and which ones are lame, and those who are lame of course agreed with the UN, which greatly disappointed Ross, and he therefore rewarded the cool Avengers and Captain America with epic chase and fight scenes. Just when Ross couldn't be any more awesome, he becomes Harrison Ford. Yep, Indiana Jones himself. And General Ross is elected President of the United States on a platform of togetherness and being a nonpartisan candidate, which is pretty epic because both sides of the political spectrum are quite dumb. So in his early presidency, Ross immediately wants to share adamantium with the world because he wants everyone to be able to have Wolverines. Now in Captain America Brave New World, Giancarlo Esposito's Sidewinder absolutely stole the show, had skill, and was of course really cool. Now Sidewinder was once one of Ross's soldiers who had found Samuel Stearns in the wreckage of the college campus that had gamma-infected blood in his head. This explains why Sidewinder is so awesome. He was, of course, once one of Ross's subordinates, so there you go, cool breeds cool. And Sidewinder also doesn't care what people like Sam Wilson think of him, he just does what he wants to do, and that is blowing stuff up and firing on full auto. How epic. Now the main villain of the whole story is, of course, Samuel Stearns, or the Leader, who is also a lame nerd gamma monster, but with no muscles to fight, just a deformed brain. The Leader definitely suffers from heavy BLS because he wants to sabotage Ross's presidency out of revenge. But you see, Stearns should be grateful because he was an extreme case of BLS, and Ross let him come up with science things. But no, Stearns was clearly bullied in high school because he tries to use mind control on all the cool people in the film. Stearns decides to try to not be as boring by attempting to initiate war with Japan, but Ross is clearly a pro-gamer, and as president he goes with the US fleet to meet the Japanese fleet before the Japanese can attack the American Navy. No other president has been as cool enough as he has to be in a battle during his presidential term. Ross also proves how great he is by still trying to share adamantium, as well as holding nothing against anyone for trying to kill him, because Ross is way too cool for assassinations, and loved Deadpool and Wolverine, so he wants everyone to have it. Then during a press conference, President Ross turned into the Red Hulk after Stearns decided to interrupt him on loudspeakers and be lame. Once he's the Red Hulk, the crowd looks in awe at by far the coolest president America has ever seen. Like, who wouldn't want to have a president who can turn into a giant Red Hulk, since unlike everyone else, Ross is clearly in control and really won't do anything to anyone unprovoked. He just gave the White House a nice makeover and had a fight with a flying Birdman. How cool is that? Best president ever. Even in the 2003 Hulk movie with Sam Elliott's General Ross, the guy does nothing wrong and is super awesome. Literally, bro can do no wrong because he doesn't suffer from BLS. He just cures people with it by doing cool things and making interesting stuff happen in everyone's lives. What I'm saying is that Ross needs to be dictator of the world. Nothing bad would ever happen. Just think of it. A general with a cigar who can turn into the Red Hulk. That's literally a perfect world. Who wouldn't want to live in a place like that? Now that's just scratching the surface for why Ross did nothing wrong. What else can you add for proof? Let me know in the comments, and thank you for watching.